Hello, everyone. I am here.
Hello, everyone.
I am here. Oh, sorry. You may have heard that a little bit of an echo there, but yeah, I am online, and it looks like it is going to Twitch and YouTube and Facebook properly. So that's great. So thank you, everyone, for joining. This is my first time doing a multi-stream, so hopefully this I've already had one issue, so hopefully that's the last of it. Knock on wood. So I'm gonna be starting things off a little differently today because I just upgraded my laptop and I can finally use my tablet to draw, hopefully on stream, without any lag. So we are going to give that a try. So what I'm working on today is another matchbook. This one is from the Blue Mermaid in St. Catharines, but I'm doing the back of this one because I like it quite a bit because it's got this angry judge on it. This is for their little lounge in the basement called the Courtroom. And yeah, so I'm gonna turn this one off, this layer off, and I'm gonna start sketching. I'm gonna be doing the illustration in Photoshop, and then I'm gonna bring it over to Illustrator, and that's where I will be doing all of the text and the rest of the layout. So we're starting in Photoshop today. So let's make a new layer. And this is my first time using the tablet. Where's my mouse? Oh, of course. All right, we're an issue right from the start because my tablet is only going to my second monitor, so I gotta go and change that. So please bear with me here. I thought I had everything set up, and of course I did not. What is the name of the app here? Okay. Oh, now it is working. Okay, well, that's good. I think. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm drawing on the... Oh, for goodness sake. Okay. Let me disconnect the tablet. Oh, yeah. Good start. Good start. Plug this baby back in. Hey, we have pen. Excellent. Okay, so we're just gonna try doing the illustration with the tablet. I honestly have not used this very much. So I'm gonna be learning right along with all of you. So, well, I'll be learning as you watch, I guess. So I've got a... Look at that. Okay. So I'm going to be doing it in blue first, just a light sketch, and then I'll be going over it with black to make it to actually like do the outlines, and then I'm gonna move it over to Photoshop, or move it over to Illustrator, and then I'm just gonna do an image trace on it because the design itself is, you know, like a print of an ink drawing, which, you know, it's gonna, the ink doesn't really translate all that well, so everything's kind of smooth, and that's the image trace is, you know, gonna give me that kind of look. So far so good. Looks like I'm still online. Got a few people watching. That's always nice. So yeah, I gotta upgraded my laptop, which has given me quite a bit more processing power, which should allow, which I mean, I'm doing it right now, is allowing me to. Yeah, the problem I was having, my first stream, I tried to use the tablet, and everything worked fine testing until I went online, and just the added stress of the actual streaming killed it, basically. It was so laggy that, like, my pen was, you know, 3 seconds behind what I was actually doing, which, believe it or not, when you're drawing, is not what you want. Okay, I think I gotta, you know, this is just rough, but I'm gonna have to shrink the brush size a little bit. Let's hope everybody's having a good week. Yeah, so this is part of a series of illustrations of matchbooks that I'm working on. I just did one on my last stream, and basically my dad had a shoebox full of matchbooks from early in his career that he was just going to get rid of, and I said I will take that. And they are all very cool. They're all from late 70s, early 80s. I would assume most are from Niagara or from Winnipeg, which is where my dad grew up. And yeah, they're just very cool. I like sort of cultural ephemera, or I don't know what you would call it, but I like it a lot. So yeah, I picked out a bunch of local ones, and that's what I am doing first, and I figured I'd do a poster of all the local ones, because I tend to do mostly local kind of art. Okay, so on this illustration, there are two sort of giant goblets, and perhaps they have a use in the courthouse. Or maybe this is just because it's a restaurant, but they are identical. So I'm going to draw it once and copy it, because I am not above such things. Yeah. So I'm using a new software for this stream so that I can do multiple streams at the same time. So I'm going out live on Facebook, going out live on Twitch, going out live on YouTube. Just checking my stream. Everything seems to be working all right. Okay, so I think that's pretty good for just the basic design. So I'm going to lock that layer. I'm going to go above. I'm going to change to a black. And we're going to start actually zooming in and doing this illustration. So, wow, that is a big pen. So we're going to bring this down to, let's say, 8 pixels. So it is pressure sensitive, which is nice. But yeah, that was still a very large pencil. Oh, I've got the opacity set to 42%. Don't want that. 100%, yes. Yeah, I bought this tablet probably going on over a year ago, fully intending to use it. And I used it a few times, but I never really like put it into my workflow. And when I started doing these streams, I thought, well, this is the perfect opportunity for me to actually learn how to do this properly. And it has taken till stream number 5 to actually get it working. And you know, I could have in the interim learned how to do it myself, you know, not on stream, but where's the fun in that? Why would I try and learn something away from the prying eyes of my adoring fans? I should crash and burn in front of all of you. So I'm really liking the pressure sensitivity on this. I'm using a brush. I don't know if it is a standard Photoshop brush. I know I had bought some brushes at one point. I bought a bunch of brushes for for Illustrator. And I think with some of them came some Photoshop brushes. I just don't know whether I actually installed them. So this might be a fancy brush, I don't know, but this is called Hard Round Pressure Size, you know, as advertised. So, all right. Yeah, it's just kind of it's neat to, oh, that's too thick. It's neat to do it this way, you know? I'm used to doing a quick pencil sketch, but I couldn't really include that in the stream. Hey, that's looking like a face. Excellent. Okay, so this guy's got a real sourpuss kind of mouth. So yeah, I just got the matchbook in front of me here and trying to mimic it as best I can. And again, I'm gonna be I'm not trying to be too dear with this, because this is gonna be pulled into Illustrator and vectorized, which will take away a lot of the detail anyways. Don't like that cheekbone. So it says I got 2 people watching. And I've got this like multi-chat, which is supposed to let me see as people comment. So if you are there and you can see me and are able to comment, let me know, because I would like to know if this is actually working. I tried putting a comment earlier myself, and I did receive it. But I don't know if it's just because I'm running the stream. I just don't know. So I haven't really played with any of the settings, because I honestly don't know the settings for the brush itself. I don't know what anything does. The only thing I did do was I set the flow to 30%. That seemed... I feel like the smoothing might be a good thing to turn on. Then you get nice smooth lines, but who cares? Let's just go for it, you know? This guy's got a real fancy wig on. When I was in high school, I was in a law class. We had to do like a fake trial. I got to be the judge. And I put on like a cloak, and I made the little neck piece out of some paper. And I looked the part, let me tell you. I presided over that courtroom with an iron fist. So, this guy's holding a quill. And you know, this is a matchbook, so obviously the detail is not super intense. But it is a pretty, for a matchbook, it's a pretty pretty fancy little drawing. I feel like this is a situation where smoothing would be good. Let me try that. Let's put on 25% smoothing. Did that do anything? I don't know. What happens if I put on 100% smoothing? I want these lines to be smooth. I don't know. We'll leave it at 25 and see if I hate it. All right. How are we looking so far? I mean, that looks like an angry judge to me. Oh boy. Yeah, so I've part of the reason I want to get better at doing this or using the tablet, getting comfortable with it, is like a lot of the illustrators that I follow do everything in Photoshop, or although I guess now it's mostly people using Procreate. The people that, my goodness, Procreate is insane. It's amazing what some people are able to do. The nice thing about Procreate is that it seems like it makes producing time lapses really easy. I did work it out with Illustrator, where essentially I have like a second window open, and that's what and I've got a shell script that takes screenshots every, 2 seconds, and then I stitch it into a video. But it seems like Procreate is just doing that in the background, or it just remembers the full history of what you are doing, and then you can just export it as a video. I have not looked into this. I also don't really want to do art on an iPad. I don't know, I feel like I have this laptop. Although I might change, like I'm quite enjoying drawing with this tablet. Maybe I would like drawing on just a thing that I can see what I'm drawing on rather than like a board on my desk. So again, trying to get close, but this is again a drawing of an illustration that will then be shrunk down to the size of a matchbook and will be on a poster that will probably end up being like each matchbook will be just slightly bigger than the actual matchbook itself. So, and I don't know whether anybody has this specific matchbook. So like, you know what? So what I'm trying to say is, no one is going to know whether this is exactly correct or not, which is all I care about. Okay, so we got fingers here. Got little knuckles on them. That hand is quite tiny, but again, who cares? Okay, I am gonna draw a line. Oh, can I do that? With a mouse, I can click and then hit shift and then click again and it will do a line. I might have to jump to a mouse for that. Okay. I'm gonna bring down a guide because I want this to be a straight line. You know what? I'll deal with that. Oh, I gotta finish the hand before I need the desk, so let's clear that guide. I'm just thinking out loud. Please forgive me. Although I guess that is what people come to a live stream for. They want to see how the sausage is made, you know? What's the artist thinking? It is quite satisfying to actually use this tablet and see what I'm drawing. Illustrator is great, and it is my program of choice, but there's just something about like actually using a pen or a pencil to make a drawing. Everything feels much more organic, and I'm sure with the right brushes this could be, you know, pretty cool. Okay, so let's see. Filling it here. Got my tolerance set to 10. What happens if it's 0? Oh. I want to try and get away from that jagged line. How do I do that? No. Seems like no matter what I do, it's gonna do that. Okay, well, that's another thing I gotta figure out because I hate this. But I guess with a pen, it's easy enough for me to go in and fill it all in. So there are bits that I'm going to come back and erase because there's areas where areas where you can see sort of outlines, or you can see where it's taken away. I don't know, that doesn't make sense, but okay, I think the eraser, I need the flow to be, yeah, and then I need a smaller brush, want the hardness up. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Got that. Got a little shoulder divot there. Beautiful. Okay. And this is still part of the wig. This I'm just gonna fill in with the brush, because why not? When I watch, you know, other illustrators using tablets, it's always funny because I know the feeling, and just doing this for, you know, oh, I'm gonna stream. Doing this for half an hour. Oh my goodness, it's been half an hour. They'll do like one line and undo, do it again, undo, and they're just looking for that perfect thickness, and yeah, and I get it. And I guess that's one of the benefits of doing it digitally. And like I love inking, but you mess it up, you gotta figure out how to fix it real quick. Okay. That sure looks like a judge to me. He's much wider than the actual version. What happens if I just squeeze him a little bit? I think, as with all my drawings, I've just made the head too big, but whatever. That is my cross to bear. Okay, so let's work on these glasses, or whatever they are. Candle holders? I'm assuming they're glasses. I know I just said that this is what people do, but now I've got a template. That ain't perfect, but I like it. I lied. I need this to be wider. Oh. Because I need one of them in there, yeah. Stretch that out. Okay. I'm gonna taper down here. One thing I've seen other people do, and I'm not sure how to do it, is they're able to like rotate the canvas as they're using their tablet, so that, like, because when you're drawing, you're constantly moving the page around. I don't know, like, are they... Whoa. How are they doing it? Or is that not a Photoshop thing? I know there's like Manga Studio or Clip Studio. I forget what it's called. Maybe I might be getting it wrong. Okay. And then These are just long, straight lines, so we're gonna move to the mouse for this. Beautiful. And there are some additional little tiny lines in there, but I will just do one. I lied. I'm gonna make these lines a little thinner. And then do a couple lines down here. There, that's good enough for me. Okay, back to the tablet. Interesting to see how this will look once I pull it into Illustrator. I think it'll give me the look I'm going for. So I don't know. I'm using Pretzel to play music, and I've got this like multi-chat thing that shows me, you know, if someone were to send a message through chat, it would show it for me. But it's showing me that all the music that I'm playing, it's like putting the names of it in there. I think that might just be a Twitch thing, because it's saying just Twitch. I don't know whether that's going out to Facebook as well, but if it is, this is the lo-fi music that I listen to in all my streams. Okay, so we got one, and then boom, oh, boom, baby. Now we got two. Okay. You know what? I did like when I shrunk this guy a bit, but I'm gonna have to make his elbows come out a little further. Christina, Polly, no need to apologize. I'm glad you're here. Working on another matchbook. I'm trying out using my tablet for the first time. In earnest, I guess. I've dabbled here and there, but never really worked on it all that much. But I figured I would have to draw this anyways. This is like it's an actual illustration on this matchbook. I would have to draw it either in Sketch or in Illustrator. I'm not a big fan of sort of detailed drawings in Illustrator. That can be kind of tricky. So figured rather than do it off stream or put myself on camera, God forbid, I would do it here. Beautiful. Oh, I messed up my mug. Okay. So we're gonna copy this. Bring it over here. And then we're gonna bring my guide down. The line is just touching the tops of these. And we're gonna go here. Gotta erase a bit in here because that's the tabletop there. Want to make sure everything lines up. Okay. And that, I think, is our illustration. So let's pull up the other one. Bring it up here. That's the original and this one's mine. Definitely widened his face a little bit, but not too bad. Not too bad. So now I'm gonna take this and copy it, and we're gonna move over to Illustrator. And now I am done, I think, with my tablet. So I'm gonna put that aside and go back to old reliable, my mouse. Okay. So let me jump over to Illustrator. Oh, I just realized that in Photoshop I said I was going from images to GIFs, which I was not. I was drawing a judge, but whatever. You get it. Okay. Let's paste him in. There he is. So, the look, I'm going to now go into image trace. And will it not let me? Oh, yes, it will. Okay, black and white. Let's preview. Okay. Yeah, that's the kind of look I'm going for. Because I think that will mimic the sort of look of ink. An inked illustration on a small print piece. Yeah. Oh. And the nice thing about doing this is that it is a vector. I don't like how that left eye is bleeding into the glasses. There we go. Perfect. And that is... Now we will... So yeah, I used image trace, black and white, and was just playing with the threshold a little bit to get it to a point where I liked how it looked. And now I will go to Object, Expand, Object and Fill. Now I have a vector illustration, and I can change color. Oh. The one thing I forgot to do was ignore white. There we go. Now it'll just give me the black, so that's in the image trace. Then object, expand, object and fill. There we go. Now everything is black, and I can change this judge to whatever color I want, which is good because I need him to be blue, because that is what the matchbook looks like. So let's actually pull that matchbook in from Photoshop. Oh, nope, wrong layer. This is the matchbook itself. So we've got our illustration done, which is nice. I squeezed him vertically in Photoshop and then squeezed him horizontally in Illustrator, but I'm sure it's exactly how it was before. So now we are going to start working on the actual matchbook itself and all of the wording. So we'll just move our little judgy over there for a minute and just sort of lay out the basic design of the matchbook itself. So it's a wide matchbook. Okay, and then I'm gonna want to get the top a little bit, and then also the front a little bit as well. Okay. So last week after the stream, I was very happy with the matchbook, but I left it pretty plain. So before I posted it on Instagram, I added some shading to it. So hopefully in this stream, we will actually do that as well. Rulers, show rulers. There we go. I want a guide there. So you can tell the age of these things based on whether there is an area code or whether or what the area code is. So like pre-92, I believe. St. Catherine's was a 416. But then there was also a time where you did not have to actually include any an area code when you called people. I mean, crazy, I know. So we will just show a little bit of the match of one of the matches. Although they don't go all the way to the edge, but I feel like take a little bit of artistic license here. Maybe I'll bring it in just a little bit. Were you to actually look at this matchbook at the angle I am illustrating, you would not see a match. But how else will you know? This is another matchbook with blue match tops going along with the blue design of the entire matchbook. Okay, so that's the basic look of the matchbook, or the basic structure. So now let's start adding in some details. So we've got a white stripe, or there will be a white stripe across the top. We've got, so the one thing that I try to be cognizant of whenever I'm drawing anything is I believe they're called tangents. So areas where two lines of different things meet up. So the actual strike bar or whatever, the where you would actually strike the matches on, would, just looking at it, I think it would, well, in my head I was like, oh, it's going to be at the same line as where I have this opened, the actual the matchbook itself. But like, I don't want the lines from the back of the matchbook to line up with the front, because it even though the match will be between the two, it just is visually it just seems sloppy, and it like leads your eye where you don't want people to. It would be like a point of focus where I don't think I'd want people to look. Okay, so on the back there are two staples, and because it's the back, it ain't the front of the staples. No, this is the back, the bottom of the staple. So we get to see two prongs. And they kind of overlap a little bit. And we will bring this over. So they're kind of at like 1/3 and 2/3. Yeah, and again, I'm just eyeballing, and I'm gonna reflect it just so that they're not identical, even though technically I'm using the exact same thing because they are not in the same orientation, and I will rotate it slightly. Because they're not in the same orientation, you won't think that they're identical. A little trick from your old pal Joe. Okay, and then we've got a rounded rectangle that goes here, and we're going to increase the rounding. And then there's another rounded rectangle, which is just like a stroke on the inside. Oop. And right now, the curves are identical to the outside, but because it's inset, those curves should be tighter. So go in Illustrator, a thing that they've added recently. I don't know if it's recent, but like the last couple versions is the ability to change on the fly the roundness of the corners. You can do it one by one, or you can do them all together. So if you shift click, I think it just, oh no, what is it? Control click? I don't know. There's a way to just do one, but I don't care to learn it at the moment. Okay. We will center these two together. Okay, and then this is going to be slightly thicker. And then we will expand it, because again, we're going to be using a live paint to fill all this in. And there we go. Now I have an area where I can fill in a blue stroke. And then we've got our judge, who will go here. And then, you know what, I'm going to increase these a little bit, because I really need that judge to be a little bigger. So that's the whole point of this thing. And you know what, I'm going to bring these down, and again, I'm making sure that I'm not lining up perfectly with the front of the matchbook there. And I'm gonna extend all of this down there, because I need he's pretty tight to the top. Okay. Beautiful. So then on the top we have a phone number and some text, which is for reservations. I still got, I'm using the tablet came with this like little half glove, so that when you're rubbing your hand on top of the tablet, you're not messing up, you're not scratching the tablet. Don't really need that half glove when I'm using a mouse. All right, 684-7465-6. Okay, and looks similar to Gotham, so we're going to just use Gotham. Again, this is going to be quite minuscule on the actual printed poster. So, and then this is bolded with a by. Yeah, we'll do bold. Okay, and you know, I think this, no, that should be fine. Okay, so then this gets flipped and expanded, and we're gonna shear to give it the angle of the top. And there we go. Now we've got some nice text. I'm just gonna leave that as is. I don't need to make that part of the live paint because it's a solid color underneath. We'll just leave that as is. Okay, so now we are doing some fancy block letter drawing. So we're gonna, or lettering, we're gonna just give this a shot. I'm just gonna set up some guidelines for what I think makes sense. And we're just gonna start going for it. And we're gonna use different stroke profiles to get the look I'm going for. So we want it tapered on each end. And again, you know, it's not gonna be perfect, but you'll get the idea. I could go in if it's too different from how I want it to look, I could go in with a tool. With a tool to change the thickness. Or like where the curve begins and ends, but I think for now this should be okay. Okay, so we've got a line here. And it comes down to here. Okay. And, you know, could I find a font that looks how I need it to? Absolutely. But where's the fun in that, you know? Just want to try and do this to the best of my ability, and I think it'll look just fine. So there's our T. I think this curve could come in a little more. And this should come out a little more. Curve a little more. Yeah. Nice black letter T. Okay, and then H. So yeah, I'm gonna basically do like the design as best I can, and then add in sort of any ligatures that I need to. Like the bottom of this T. Obviously I don't want that stroke, but if I turn it off, there we go. There's the bottom of the T. And then the top of the T. Sort of flares out. Okay. This I want the same width as that, but then it will come down the same width as that. And then I mean, they're certainly looking like letters. I just love type. Interesting type. Yeah, I used a font for the top, but wasn't really interesting. Whereas this is very cool. This has got like a, what do we call it in French? CCD? I don't know how to say that. It's been a very long time since I've done any French, but it's got a little descender ligature thing. I don't think I did that very well. This should come over here. Yeah, that looks good. Here's our H. You know, I think this needs to come down a bit, and this angle is a little too strong, which means I need to change this angle. Now this can come back up. Beautiful. Okay. Always wanted to learn how to do calligraphy. I guess in a way I'm doing it a little bit, but like, I feel like there's a lot to learn with it. Okay, so I want that to match the same angle as this. Okay. And this comes down. Why did it cut off like that? Yeah, it's just a zoom thing. Okay. And then comes up. Thin. Oh. No, I don't want that connected. This is a separate line. Okay. And then this is a small line across the top. And then a few little ligatures. I don't even know if that's the right terminology, but that's what I'm saying. Got a nice curve. And then got a nice curve here. There we go. The word "the." I think this should shrink slightly. There. I'd say that's pretty good. We will expand and expand. And there. Now we can make it blue. Hooray! I'm just gonna check my dashboard. Everyone, yeah, online, 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 hooray! Okay. Boy, this is gonna take a little bit. You're all in for the long haul. Thank you all for joining. This T actually should be a little bigger. These should be closer together. I really should have taken note of what line thicknesses I use. Okay, let's figure that out real quick, because I want to reuse them. Okay, thick is 8, thin is, what do you think, 5, 4, 3, 8 and 3. All right, good to know. Okay, so we're just gonna use the same guides, but now we're gonna work on the word court. Okay. Feet. And there we go. Coming up here. There's a 3. And that does go to a point. Whatever, we'll just leave it as is. Okay. Now we got a line coming down. That's 8. And then 3 again. When I expand this, I'll clean up some of these points just for the sake of keeping the stream interesting. I'm just gonna try and speed this up a little bit. Okay. So we got a little curvy bit. Okay. And then through here down to here, we got a line with a width of 3. I think. Yeah. A little too far out. There we go. Okay, there's our C. And then the O. We got 2 lines that are 8. And then 2 lines that are 3. Don't look like much right now, but give me a second. So we are going to go. Ta-da! Back down. And in. Oh, nope. Why is it doing this? I can't believe we've done this. There's that. And it is. How is this grouped? Jeez Louise. What am I pressing? Okay. Copy, paste, flip. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. That's an O if I've ever seen one. But this curve should be there. Yeah. Okay. I'll actually shrink it a little bit. There. C, O. We're gonna duplicate you because what's a U if not an O with no top? A topless O. Okay. So how's everybody doing out there? I see I have 3 people watching. I don't think I'm watching, so that means at least a few people are out there. Started watching a YouTube channel of a guy who makes like little scale models of like video game places. He made like Donkey Kong's treehouse and Nook's Cranny from whatchamacallit? You know, what is it called? Animal Crossing. Oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I have a 3 coming up. So the big game is tomorrow. Am I beholden to the same rules as any other media personality, that I don't have the written consent of the NFL to call it what it actually is? I'll have to consult my lawyer. I'll head to the courtroom. So I've got this chat box. Because I'm doing multiple streams, like the thing gives you like a multi-chat box that'll pull in everything, which is great, except the music I'm listening to, I guess on Twitch, needs to display what song it is in the chat, unless I'm assuming I pay money to Pretzel, which is the program that I use for my audio. I'm glad you got the joke, Christina. Yeah, so like it's really kind of annoying because it looks like there's a lot of chats happening, but it's just this program telling Twitch, only Twitch, it seems like, what song is currently playing. Okay. T is coming up. I'm coming up. Okay. We got a slanted top there. And then the line through the T. We will do an 8 and like that. There we go. The C-O-U-R-T. You know, this line is supposed to be down here. Okay, that looks pretty good. So again, object, expand appearance, object, expand, fill and stroke, and then unite all of them. Now I can go in and get rid of this nasty little guy, get rid of those points, and now we got a nice clean line. And there is court. The court. Now we gotta do room. And then for exclusive dining lounge, I think I am going to try and find a font because this is taking quite some time. It's already after 10, and I said I would do a GIF, and I'm not even done this yet. Or maybe I will take a pause on this at some point and just work on a GIF. I don't know. Okay, this one is just curved on one end. And then I've got another little curvy here. Let's see, can I? Whoa. Yeah, there, that's better. I wanted that point to happen a little later. Okay. So then we got down. I'm just gonna mimic a 3-point stroke here. Okay. Now I will do an actual 3-point strip. I feel like this stream has been particularly boring. I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. I'm trying to keep talking, because that's what the people want. This line should be a little straighter. Yeah. Okay. Or maybe this just isn't as exciting as when I was in Photoshop. Or maybe I'm just too hard on myself, you know? What did I eat today? That's a very good question. I went down to Mate in the morning, got my standard Saturday morning breakfast of a breakfast sandwich and a coffee. Mikey had a not sesame seed, poppy seed bagel with cream cheese, which is his new go-to. And Katie got a Good Morning Larry David, which is a bagel with cream cheese. I believe it's pickled red onions and smoked salmon, which is delicious. And every time I'm there, I think I should probably get that too, but I just get the breakfast sandwich because I love it so much. And then didn't really have lunch. And then for dinner, we get good food, which is great. It's good even. Had good food, and it was a flatbread, which was basically a pizza, and it was delicious. Yeah, and that was that. It's been a pretty good day. All things considered, of course. Alright, here's an R. Wow. This leg is a little too far out. A little too hippie. I think my problem is that this should be curved a little. Okay. I think this will be another scenario where I go in with the after I've expanded everything and make it nice. Okay, there, that's an R. And then I'm gonna go in here and expand this just a little bit because I want, yeah. Nice. And guess what, everyone? We've already done an O. Hooray. What has happened with my rectangles? They have moved. This is very concerning to me. Okay. What have I done? Ah, boy. There we go. That's what I want. And this I want in the right place. Thank you. R-O. O. And we will use an R to fashion an M. And I hear you crying out, how will you do this? This is madness. Look at this. Look at this, it's going so well. Ay, ay, ay. It will, trust me. This will come in here. This will go there. This will come in a little bit. And then we will bring an 8-point line straight downward. Okay. And make this once more. Oh no. This just kind of goes down, up, and then curves back in. It's different than the other two. There we go. Room. And we will expand and expand and unify. Take out these bad boys. These nasty, nasty boys. That's in a Stevie Wonder song, and I'm struggling to remember the name of it. Are you kidding me? So when I took that R, is it still... Oh, I can still paste it, thank God. Okay, there we go. The courtroom. When I took that R to make the M, I apparently took it completely. Okay. I'm trying to decide whether I need exclusive dining lounge on here. I feel like if everything is already kind of filling up the space. And I am also cognizant of the time. Oh. Okay. You know what? So on the actual matchbook itself, it has exclusive dining lounge on there, but I think when you look at this dude's face and you see the courtroom written beside it in black letter, you're gonna know at a glance it is an exclusive dining lounge. Okay, so we are going to take... I don't believe this is the blue I'm going to use. It was just to get me started. Because it's a little more... I don't even know how to describe it. But it is not this blue. That I know. That I know. Okay. Select our letters. Select this. We'll group them because they're all the same color. And it's a more vivid blue. It's a weird blue. Not a weird blue, I just don't know how to... Maybe... I have a picture of it right here. Let's sample that blue. Yeah, that'll work. Lovely. The courtroom. We've got it. Alright, so now we can actually... We're gonna cut these and put them on a new layer. We can actually start the live paint. So object, live paint make, and we are going to use the same blue for the majority of this. Okay. Blue, blue, blue. We're going to do white, but as with most things, I try not to go to the exact, because I'm going to be having some highlights on this. So we're going to do a little bit of a white with just a hint of orange in it. And that will be our white color. And then, at the top, we'll go a little bit darker just to show the difference from the back to the top. Okay. The text will be the same orange. Okay. And then, oops. Well, I've dropped it. I've dropped the actual matchbook, so everything else is going by feel at this point. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do sort of a gray blue for the match top. And then a light gray for the match itself. Or the body of the match. And then we need a darker gray for our staples. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, and then... oh no, I've rolled onto the matchbook. Oh dear. Oh no. Disaster has struck. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's still in one piece. I had never planned to use these matchbooks. Indeed. Okay. So then we got sort of a gray-y brown for the actual striker. And there we go. We'll turn off. Okay, I think not enough contrast here. So we're gonna go to that. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so that's our basic matchbook. Now we're just gonna do a little bit of shading just to make it a little less plain. So so this, we're gonna lock this layer. Well, no, not lock it just yet. We are going to copy the live paint and then lock the layer and put a new one on top. So we are going to start adding some highlights. So we're gonna do some shading over top. What am I doing here? There we go, pen tool. I'm gonna group these two and then add a transparency mask, and we're gonna use the actual live paint itself as the mask. And then fill in where we want this to actually show up. Why is it not showing up? What is happening? It should be here. Am I not on? Am I? Okay, there it is. Okay. I don't know why that wasn't working. Okay, so now we can... This doesn't seem to want to update in real time, which is nice. There. Okay. So that's the shading, and we are going to go change the color, or the layer style to hard light, and then we will set the opacity to 25. I feel like that's I feel like I should move that over so that it's actually going through the body of the judge, so that we can actually see where the light is. Yeah, I like that. Okay, and you know, I'm gonna take it off of the strike. Which of course is not updating in real time. There we go. So it's off of that. Do I like hard light? Maybe it should be soft light. Yeah. We can maybe do that at 100%. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll do a different one up here. Same deal. Okay. And set that to soft light as well. There we go. What happens if I change these colors? Because right now I'm doing sort of a yellow. That's not doing much. Okay, we'll just keep it at that. Okay, and then so we've got, excuse me, some shading. We're gonna add some shading to the strike bar, the striker. So we're gonna do just a couple. Whoa, what am I doing here? You know what, let's just go onto a new layer. Okay. And we'll make that darker. Okay. And these will be lighter. Group those. Add a transparency mask. And use the live paint. I don't know why that is not updating in real time. Maybe pushing my computer a little too hard. There. Okay. And we're gonna add some shadow up here. Inside the matchbook. Okay. To grab the live paint again to use it for my mask. Okay. And that is too dark. Okay. Then another one down here. Same deal. Okay, and then we'll add just a little bit of shading to the match itself. The one thing about using brushes is that when you go to use the eyedropper tool, wherever the brush is, even if it's not like the stroke, so like wherever it is visible, it just assumes that that is what you are trying to collect the color of, and it is not. At least in this situation. Okay. So, okay. There is our match. There's our matchbook. So the only last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going, right now the lines are a little bit too clean in some spots. So I'm just going to go in, I'm going to turn off all of the shading for the moment. And I'm going to just add some areas. Some lines. Just to sort of roughen it up a little bit. Okay. I just find when it's... That's what I was sort of unhappy with after I finished the stream with the last one. It's just everything seemed too perfect. Which, I mean, in some scenarios, that's what you want, but it wasn't what I was feeling. So, there. And now we will add... That's not doing much. So sometimes what I will do, actually, sometimes what I'll do with a brush, because this brush doesn't, what I'm about to say does not matter, so I'm just going to stop saying it. Sometimes the brush is only of a certain length, so if you go past a certain length, it just stretches. So there are some instances where I will take a line and do it multiple times. Like break it up into multiple different lines just to I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, it's hard to describe what it is. So right now you can see the pattern is very stretched, and I want it to go all the way around. So what I'm gonna do, what I did, is I added extra points in the line, and now I'm deleting where I don't want it. So now you can see this line actually has some nice texture to it, which is what I want. And here, I want the line to have texture here. So I made it multiple lines, if that makes sense. And then over here, this, whoa. I moved my whole window. Excuse me. Let me fix that. How the heck did I do that? Ugh. I'm trying to resize. There we go. So yeah, add in extra points. I'm deleting out the in-betweens so that I have nice, short, textured lines. There. And then we'll do one here and here. 0.5 points. I'm probably going to have to add in all of these extra lines to my transparency masks, but hopefully that will not take too long. Because we are reaching the end. We are reaching the what I would consider done for this matchbook, which is exciting. Matchbook number 2. We did it. Whoop. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. There. Now everything's just a little bit grungier, you know? And let's see. we are going to need to add select same stroke color. I'm going to go into this. This transparency mask. Paste it in as white. What happened? Did I cut it? I did. I cut it instead of copying it. Okay. So those ones are in. This one needs to go in here as white. This is just making sure that all the shadows we have created are being represented in the extra rigidity that we have introduced. So I'm just going into the opacity mask, pasting in the line, setting the stroke to white, which then the opacity mask will interpret as a place where it should show, and there we go. Now you can see that our shadow goes all the way into the raggedy line. Down here, we gotta grab this one, and it's gonna go into this mask. Lots of masks. Okay, and then I think the last ones I need to do are is this one, which needs to go into the strike. Actually, this one and this line need to go into the strike, but one of them will be a show in white, one of them will be a hide in black. Okay, so this one at the bottom will be white, this one at the top will be black. Now, beautiful. All right, I think that is it for this matchbook. I might darken up these staples just a little bit. I keep saying it's the end, and then I immediately do otherwise, but that's too dark. Beautiful. And then maybe this 4 reservations is a little too big. Maybe it should be close. Yeah, okay. Well, actually, we'll increase the letter spacing so that I can shrink the font size, but still take up the same amount of space horizontally, but vertically it's smaller. There. Object, expand. Okay. And that, my friends, is a matchbook. Matchbook number 2. Whoop. So let's open up my matchbook poster so far. There we got our Billingsgate Fish Market, and right beside it we can take this guy. Paste it in. We'll rasterize it just because having all of these yeah, as you can see, it does not want to cooperate. Okay. We'll make a copy of this. Make a new layer. Oh, actually, because I do a time lapse of these things, I'm going to fit the artboard in window so that I have a few seconds where it's directly in the center of frame. Hooray! Thank you, Christina. I'm quite happy with this one. It's not exact, but I don't think anyone's going to call me on that. I think once I put it on the poster, it'll look pretty cool next to the Billingsgate one. Okay, we're going to rasterize it at 300 pixels per inch. Wow, it's almost 11. No, why would you do that? I want a transparent background. Well, I did it because I didn't select transparent background. Well, I know I said I was going to do a GIF, but I just don't have it in me tonight. This has been a long night. Doing that, the courtroom text took a lot longer than I thought. But I did get to test out my tablet, which I'm pretty happy with. And I got to do another matchbook, which I'm happy with. We can plop him into the poster right beside the oyster bar. There we go. Matchbook number 2. Pretty cool. Very happy with that. And I got to put a baby to sleep. Oh, that's the best news of all. I will show you. I know I said I was going to make a GIF, but I did make a GIF earlier today. I will show you it, because why not? Did I save it? No, I didn't. Well, you know what? We will just make it again, because I have all the individual frames, and then I can say I did a GIF. Hooray! Okay. So, if you are on my Instagram, you may have seen the photo of me that I put up there, and I had little lines and stars coming out of my head. And that was the GIF I made today. So I'm just going to pull all of those in so you can take a look. This was a 9-frame GIF, which it took me, because I wanted the lines to extend to full and then shrink to nothing and then reappear and alternate, and then also have stars alternating. And it was just a lot more work than I thought it would be. It just keeping track of what had moved and what hadn't. But I got it. Okay. And you know what? We will bring in our matchbook. We will have the stars coming out from on top. Whoop. We'll add a nice complementary color to blue as the background, which if you've seen any movie poster, you know is orange. That's why everything is always blue and orange. That's not a nice orange. That's more yellow. Holy moly. There. And now, there we go. Hey, why did I move everything? There. Is that centered now? What does it move like? Something's amiss. It's moving. Oh my goodness. How do I find your GIFs on Instagram? Great question. So if you are making a story, and you go to add a sticker, if you search at Joe Gottli, it will bring up all of my stickers. And that will work on any search bar that is powered by Giphy. Because that's where all of my GIFs go. Okay, I'm gonna delete these out. Delete these. I just want this to be perfect. Yeah, so like in Microsoft Teams, if you search at Joe Gottli, it will bring up GIFs of mine, although Giphy does this thing where they have GIFs and then they have stickers, and they are, some sites treat them differently and some sites treat them the same. So on Instagram, only stickers will show up, which for all intents and purposes, stickers are GIFs, but the first frame has 20% of the pixels in the first frame has to be transparent for it to be considered a sticker. So I have to keep that in mind when I'm making stickers. But there we go. Hooray! This is the star one I made today. All my little squiggly lines and shooting stars. So yes, Instagram only pulls in stickers. On Microsoft Teams, if you search my name, it only brings up one thing, which was a sticker I tried to make but didn't have 20% opacity on the first frame. So it shows up as a GIF. So it's just my upcoming stream sticker I have a GIF of it, and then I remade it as a sticker with just a transparent border around it so that I could use it as a sticker. You can pull them in TikTok. TikTok uses the same Giphy search bar. Google Keyboard has a GIF search in it, and we'll bring in stickers as well. But yeah, it's pretty great. And I think with that, we will call it a night. So it's been 2 hours, just a little over 2 hours. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in. Christina, Polly, thank you. Polly, have a lovely sleep. Christina, also have a lovely sleep. And seems like my multi-stream experiment was a success, and my using the tablet was a success as well. Thank you, Christina. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a great night, and I will see you at the next stream. Bye.